Well, clothes are at the center of a new battle between the ANC and the economic freedom fighters. ANC lawmakers are now calling on Parliament to ban the party's trademark overalls as well as its famous hard hats. Let's get some response from the MPs in red. Floyd Shivambu is the EFF's Deputy President and joins us from our Cape Town studio. Floyd, good evening to you. What's your reaction to the developments today? This subcommittee, this rules subcommittee, has made the proposal saying, that, basically banning your red worker overalls and the pinafores that your MPs wear.
No, look, the EFF does not agree with the ANC's narrow-minded perception and view that the EFF wearing red overalls and the helmets violates the decorum of the House. We've been doing so for the past 6 months that we've been in Parliament, and nothing wrong has happened with it. No one has ever been inconvenienced by the EFF wearing its clothes and the clothes that represent the working class. And it is actually so narrow-minded and not sophisticated for the ANC to think that a helmet like I'm wearing now is a threat, it's a security threat, it's a weapon and all these other things. So we've been using these helmets since we arrived in Parliament, and nothing untoward has happened.
Well, that's exactly what the ANC's...
So we really do not understand the context within which the ANC is dealing with these issues.
That's exactly what the ANC's Deputy Chief Whip, Doris Lakude, says. That hard hat that you're wearing is dangerous and it can be used as a weapon. Where do you think this is coming from, Floyd Shivambu?
No, look, I think the ANC generally is threatened by the presence of the economic freedom fighters in Parliament. They are uncomfortable with our presence. They are uncomfortable with the fact that a very few months since our existence, we're able to get more than 1 million votes, which has never existed, which has never happened before in South Africa. So they are not comfortable with the fact that we represent the working class. They do not want to be reminded of the working class and ordinary people on the ground. So whenever we're there, we remind them of the working class which they have betrayed since they were in government. So it's one of the issues that we really can't deal with. If they're uncomfortable, they can prescribe the dress code to their members of Parliament. But the EFF, we did say before elections that when we go to Parliament, we're going to be consistent with the theme of representing the working class, because that is genuinely what we stand for as a movement of the working class and the poor here in South Africa.
You know the parliamentary rules much better than we do. So this proposal has been adopted, but it's going to still be forwarded to the full Rules Committee for formal adoption over the next few weeks. And I imagine that will be beyond the opening of Parliament date, which is the 12th of February. Do you know if they have the power to overturn this decision that was made by the subcommittee?
No, look, the decision was taken by a subcommittee today, and it must still serve in the Rules Committee. And prior to it becoming a rule of the National Assembly, it must be adopted by a full sitting of the National Assembly. So we're not anticipating that there will be a National Assembly sitting before the 12th of February, because there's a joint sitting which has been convened by the President, and that is where the EFF is going to ask questions to the President and will be in our full regalia, which we have been wearing since Parliament opened, and in all occasions which we have been represented in Parliament. So we're going to be in Parliament on the 12th of February to ask questions in our full regalia, and we're going to reject with contempt all attempts to introduce some rules that are targeted at a political party. Laws are not made like that. You don't make laws because you're targeting a political individual or a political party. You should make laws that generally encompass the whole of society and are able to give direction to everyone else. Why would you want to make laws in specific response to a political party? Because you are insecure of your own identity. Ourselves who are not insecure about our identity.
Do you know,
we know what we stand for and we know who we are as the EFF.
Do you know, Mr. Shivambu, the exact date when this will come before the full Rules Committee and when a decision will be made?
I know that tomorrow morning there will be the programming committee of Parliament, but as per the communication from the Speaker, there will not be any sitting of the National Assembly before the 12th of February. So we're not expecting that such is going to be law up until Parliament has fully resumed to deal with parliamentary business and a variety of other issues. But we do not think that the specific issue of the clothes that we wear should serve in the National Assembly, because it is not necessary. You cannot prescribe how people wear and what they wear, because the next thing you're going to be telling us how to walk, how to pronounce certain words, and how to say certain things. And that is not how politics should be. As long as all of us are dressed and discussing real political and ideological issues, that is what we're here for, because we want to offer solutions to the people of South Africa. We'll
leave it there. Mr. Shivambu, thank you for your time. He's the Deputy President of the EFF, and we are trying to get some reaction as well from the ANC. That interview coming up just after 7.